Good evening and welcome to Real Talk, where every Sunday night we offer insight, education, and resources to in-home caregivers and those affected in their world. These are the children, the parents, the extended family, and everyone who loves them. And our goal is to offer real-life topics and learning through discussing real issues and offering real solutions. And occasionally it's all about bringing you some really fun and exciting news that does have an educational impact, which is what we're going to focus on tonight. So first off, I want to welcome back a guest that we have had before, Chevelle Frederick. So welcome, Chevelle.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Connie, for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chevelle, and then we're going to dig into our topic tonight, which is something that both she and I are very excited about, very passionate about, have been discussing for several years, and both finally feel like we're in a place where this can now happen. So we're excited to share this with you. But let me tell you about Chevelle first. So Chevelle is a very well-known cash certified NCS and master newborn care specialist with over 9 years of experience caring for infants and over 10,000 hours of hands-on care exclusively with newborns. In 2021 alone, she had the pleasure of working with 14 newborns and infants. She also has training in sleep conditioning, lactation education, new parent education, as well as a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology with a minor in Anthropology, and has been a past member of the International Nanny Association. However, first and foremost, Chevelle is passionate about babies and has a heart for families, kind of like me. She enjoys educating and empowering parents with a logical, common sense approach and evidence-based information during the transitional phases of life as a new family. I am stumbling over my words today. It's
no worries.
Yeah. So she has a very level head and is the voice of reason in the global caregiver community. In addition to being one half of the dynamic duo that owns and runs Harmony Baby Concierge in Dallas, Texas, a boutique postpartum agency that offers overnight care, newborn care, travel care, and on occasion, nanny referrals. She's also a well-respected and sought-out mentor and advocate for new newborn care specialists just discovering themselves in this amazing field. And that's kind of where this whole thing's going to go tonight. She's an amazing entrepreneur with an awesome vision for this industry. And tonight, we're going to dig into one aspect of that with making this, along with several other ways that we're doing it, but kind of the big public declaration of the fact that Chevelle is going to partner with us at Newborn Care Solutions to create a new program called the NCS Advantage Program. And so Chevelle, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about this, but before we kind of jump into it, maybe share a fun fact with our audience or share something so they can get to know you a little bit for those who don't know who you are.
Oh, a fun fact about myself. Wow. Maybe I guess what some people don't realize or know is that I'm much older than I look. I actually have a 31-year-old son and a almost 28-year-old daughter. So I'm much older than I look, but thankfully I have a young spirit. So I like to do fun things like, learn how to golf and learn how to do, travel. And one thing I need to still do is learn how to scuba dive so that I can do that, so I'm in my early 50s. So maybe that's a surprising fact.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you look about 20 years younger than me.
That always surprises people. But that's all I can come up with right now.
That's right. It's great. And hey, if you spend any time hanging out with me, you're either going to have to learn how to scuba dive or learn how to drive the boat. So, one of those things.
Do both of those things. I would love to do both of those things.
Right?
Fun. Yeah.
So I want to dig in tonight into the NCS Advantage Program and kind of why it is that it's a shared passion for you and I, but why you're involved with it. So let's start with the simple aspects. Let's start with what is the NCS Advantage Program?
So the program I've been thinking about this for a few years, and it is designed to help new and aspiring NCSs understand this industry a little bit more, to consider the considerations for the program, whether or not this is the right jump and move for their career. Also, some common misconceptions, and just how to get started in a realistic view of what becoming a newborn care specialist is. A few years ago, when I first brought this to your attention, Tanya, I was a newer NCS. I wasn't really sure how to get started. I'd ask questions and maybe someone didn't answer them, or I just really didn't understand how to move forward. So, when we discussed this before, you asked me to just write a list of things that I think that would be helpful. And so I think you asked me to come up with like maybe 10 things, and I came up with a list of 40 things that I felt was really important, and that I had gone through personally. And I think almost every NCS has gone through personally when they got started. So the program is designed to help newer NCSs just really understand what they're getting into. They've taken training, or they've had a lot of experience and they've taken training, and it's kind of like, now what? What do I do now? They said take training, and I did. Now what? And so this is designed to help you get started, and know how to move forward and what you want to do with your career.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about this a lot, that no matter where you get your training, a training can
Right.
only cover so much in the time frame that is allotted for it. And I say in my classes, look, if I could train you with everything I think you need to know and want to know, with every single thing, we'd be here for an entire month. And
Sure.
nobody has that kind of time. So they take trainings. Trainings cover all the basics really solidly. Or if it's training like ours, which is designed more for people who are already childcare professionals, it still can't cover it all. And you brought up a great point. There's so many people that go, now what? Especially if they've never worked in a household where there's been an NCS and don't have that personal connection. But even when they have friends that are NCS, they don't always know what the day to day of the job looks like, or even how to jump into it.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's kind of the why. That's what it is, and kind of why we wanted to start this. And as you mentioned, you and I have been talking about this for a while. I've been bugging you to do this for what, 4, 5, 6 years now, maybe?
Exactly. Yep.
Or
Yep.
something like that. And so when we got to talking about this and decided it was the right time, yeah, it didn't take much finally to convince you. And of course, I've been ready to launch this for quite a while. Um,
Right.
so talk to us a little bit about why it is you are so passionate about this aspect of the industry. Because obviously teaching is my thing. That's what I love to do. And I love to
Mhm.
mentor people, but you
Mhm.
have a special thing for wanting to mentor those people who are new to this. Talk to us about that.
Well, I just remember how difficult it was just to get someone to talk to me about it at all. Like, where do I get clients? How do I start, putting myself out there? Determining whether or not you have enough experience to go along with the rate that you're asking for. Um, what happens at night. So the whole reason why I wanted to start is because I just remember how hard it was. um, I didn't know if I needed to quit my nanny job or not right away. I saw these successful NCSs, and they were killing the game, and I just didn't know how to get started. So my goal is to always you know talk to newer NCSs and really help demystify how to get started in this business. So, I just looked at all of the different things that I felt like someone needed to know. And I just started helping people with it a few years ago. And I just really want to make sure that they fully understand what they're getting themselves into, how it impacts their personal life, how to set boundaries, all of these different things. So when I came up with all these topics, um, I also tried to figure out, okay, how much of this information can I give a person at a time in order for them to actually absorb it? And one thing that the previous question you asked me about what it is, one thing I haven't mentioned is, how long the program is, because I want it to be designed to where people can get started quickly, or at least use the information and move along quickly. So it's going to be about 6 months. I figure if I had enough information to share within 6 months for people to digest it, understand how to use the information, and that they can do it. I really passionately feel like this job, if you understand how it works, you will be so much more successful. Your clients will be happy. You'll be happy for choosing this career field. And you'll feel confident. It's just like when we want our clients to feel confident about being with their baby and understanding how how their baby communicates. This is kind of the same thing to me, where I want you to feel confident about being an NCS and how to move forward.
So I'm going to ask you a question related to that. So say I'm a brand new NCS. I just took a training and I'm thinking, okay, I want to take this program because I want to learn more about really getting started and being successful in the business from, kind of the business and the practicality side of it. Mm-hmm. Do I have to complete the whole 6-month program before I can start working as an NCS?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry, was there another part of your question? Absolutely not. I mean, I hopefully have designed this to where you can start implementing this as soon as possible. Some people may have even done their first job or two. They kind of fell into it, which is how I fell into it. So, but in order to kind of understand more completely how it works, I feel like 6 months is a good amount of time to spread that information over. But by all means, if you have a client or you have a way to put yourself out there, absolutely go through with it. Don't wait to finish. Get started as soon as possible. So absolutely not.
And so what if I'm somebody who's been working as an NCS maybe for 5 or even 10 years, and I didn't even know there was an NCS community. I didn't even know this was a real thing. And I just found this and I don't know anything about the business side of it. Am I going to benefit from this program?
Yes, because some people, it's so funny because I actually had a coaching client yesterday who I know who's been working in this industry for a little while, but she had some questions about setting goals, about setting boundaries, work-life balance. She hadn't quite figured all of that piece out yet. And so I let her know, hey, you've been doing this for a while. I hope I can help you. And so when she mentioned the different topics, and she has more topics that she wants to talk to me about, she can still benefit from it. And she still feels like she can learn something. So absolutely, if you've been doing this for a while, you kind of maybe want to reset, or you really want to understand the bigger picture, I'm absolutely happy to help you.
Yeah, so I really wanted to bring that kind of aspect of this out, because while this is, we're really like looking to fill a niche, that kind of in between. Wow, I'm a high level NCS and I just got trained. We kind of want to fill that in between. And yet there's people all along the spectrum that could potentially benefit from this. And obviously the class description will talk about everything that's covered in it. And there will be links that we can share that give more information around that. But I want to talk for a second around kind of, okay, so it's 6 months. What's it look like to take this class? What's included, or how does it work?
So the goal is to have 6 different modules. There will be a set curriculum for the month. We will meet as a class once a month as a class to discuss the material that has already been gone over. There will be some videos with general considerations and communication about the topics that we're going into. And then we will meet once a month as a class to discuss them. You can ask questions, maybe report back how things have been going for you since you've learned the information. And also included are, there will be 2 one-on-one calls that the students could have. My my vision for it is to have one at the beginning and one at the end to kind of say, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? What have you been doing so far? How has your experience been as an NCS? And then one towards the end where you've implemented some of these topics and what you've learned and where you are now, or what are your goals and where you're planning on going. So that's my vision for it, is to meet once a month as a class together, to have the information available to them ahead of time so that they can review it, implement it if possible, discuss it as a course, and actually even come back and report back, and then the one-on-one calls. And it's very somewhat similar to the elite program. It's just a smaller version of it, but geared towards newer people. So it's not exactly the elite program. There will be some topics maybe that they have heard of if they've looked into the elite program, but they may overlap a little bit. But the elite program is in and of itself is a completely different program. So this is more geared towards understanding the industry at the beginning.
Okay, so if I understand right, each month there's going to be, I want to make sure I get it right for everybody.
Yes.
Each month there's a designated topic with a set curriculum that comes via, did you say videos?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so videos, and then there's also written material. Yes. And kind of questions and worksheets and things to implement, right? Yes. And then a training call with everybody. Yes. Plus there's one-on-one calls. Can people like email you in between if they have questions, or will there be a Facebook group for questions? How will that work? Say if I'm in it and 2 weeks in, I have a question.
Absolutely, you can email me and discuss whatever it is that you want to discuss. And yes, a Facebook group is great because you can ask a question. It's almost like online learning at a college, where you have a cohort of students that you can actually post questions about. You can have a discussion. There may even be additional discussion questions that can be asked in the group. And it's really great for networking as well, because you get to know other people. I think one of the things that you hear about a lot as newer NCS is they don't really know anyone. They don't know how to network. They don't know who they can talk to. And it's really great to have a group of people that you can communicate with. You can talk if you live in different cities across the country. You can kind of find out what the market is like in their area. You can ask questions about how things are going with their clients and them finding jobs. So yes, you can always email me and ask me those questions. I'm happy to help. That's part of it.
Fantastic. And when we're looking at all this, so if I decide I'm going to sign up for this class, if I'm new, I took a training, I sign up for this, what are the goals when I finish with this program?
I would hope that, I would hope that students understand better what NCS work is. There are postpartum doulas, there are people who are RNs, there are people who are nannies who are switching over. I would hope that you would understand what NCS work is, what the scope of work is, better expectations about rates, about professionalism, about working with clients, how to find clients, where to find clients, about working with an agency, understanding what working through an agency is like. I hope that you're better prepared to know when you want your NCS career to take off. I hope you understand how and why clients hire us, and overall how to work with clients, and even more difficult clients. So I want you to feel more confident, more capable about making this career decision, and be able to get your first job, so, and get the job after that, and get the job after that. So, I just want to make sure that everyone is well prepared for this industry and not feel like they're flailing around and not sure how to move forward in their general career.
Fantastic. So NCS Advantage Program, which I love the whole concept of, I love the idea of, I feel like this is what's been it's a gap that's been there. It's a gap between, your introductory level or your foundational level training and kind of what we offer in the elite program, right? And there's one-off classes you can take that add to your knowledge, but none of them are this just day-to-day practical, setting everything up for success. And getting, to use the term, getting that advantage of really knowing more and being more successful. So I'm super excited about this. We're almost out of time, but before we wrap up, do you have anything else that you'd love to share with our audience tonight?
Yeah, I just really feel like this program too is like having a mentor. Being mentored, you hear about it, you're not sure maybe possibly how to find a mentor, but this is a really good way to get mentorship, set goals for yourself, and really move forward. So I love mentoring other people. I've been doing it for about 3 years now. I've watched some people really go on and their careers take off. And I'm proud to watch them, and sometimes they've exceeded, some of the things that I've done even. So I'm more than happy to help the next generation of NCSs really take off and elevate our industry overall. Our job is starting to become more well known. More people are being able to afford it. With COVID, I feel like more people understand this type of service, and their family wasn't around, and their villages weren't there. So now I feel like it's more commonplace. There are plenty of jobs out there. There are many, many jobs out there for all different levels of NCSs. And I just want to be able to help our industry elevate themselves, become more professional, more visible, more seen, and help more people, change their life. NCS work changed my life. Going through the programs that I learned through Newborn Care Solutions absolutely changed my life, from the time that I started as an NCS nanny hybrid to now having an agency and really just expanding my horizons. So I want to be able to help somebody else do that too.
Yeah, I love that. And of course, for me, it's fun to have watched where you started and where you come from. I still remember standing in my kitchen, having that very first phone call with you, going, there's something special about this gal. And knowing that you were destined to do really great things. And boy, what you said resonates with me. I love watching our students thrive and excel, and nothing delights me more than when they not only achieve their goals, but far surpass their goals. And I love that. It just thrills me to see our students be successful. And I know that you share that exact same passion.
Yeah.
So getting to be mostly on the sidelines, but get to watch this grow and develop out of that very first phone call several years ago is an exciting thing for me also. So I'm thrilled to be able to be a part of getting this launched and seeing where you're going to take this.
So excited. If you would have told me back when we had that conversation that I'd be here, working alongside you, working with your amazing team on Newborn Care Solutions and helping others, I probably wouldn't have believed it myself. But, thinking over the years and how, I started and where I am now, it just feels right. It feels that this is the right time to help other people, and like you said, exceed their expectations, exceed my expectations, and watch some amazing people grow their business.
I love it. I love it. So thank you for joining us tonight, Chevelle, and sharing with us about the brand new NCS Advantage program. It has been an honor to have you, and it will absolutely, I know, is going to be an honor to work with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having me on today and just being able to talk about it. And so, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And thank you too to our audience for joining us. We really have loved having you. If you have any questions, please put them in the feed and tag Chevelle Frederick or tag Newborn Care Solutions, and we'll make sure you get answers. And if you want to watch this or any of our past episodes or catch any of our other educational content, go over to newborncaresolutions.com and click on the education tab. It will take you to all of our classes and all of our free content. You can also catch all of our past Real Talks on our YouTube channel. Simply type in Newborn Care Solutions Real Talk into the search engine. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great night. Good night.
Good night.